Good evening, everyone. Today we are going to see how to calculate the silica gel requirement for a pharmaceutical product packing. Usually, silica gel is a type of moisture absorbent where we are going to add these moisture absorbents in between the packings so that while opening or while packing, if the moisture increases, automatically what will happen is the silica gel will try to trap the increased moisture and avoid the product from getting affected. So usually we'll be having three types of layerings. Like the common layerings are going to be, first of all, we are going to pack the product inside white poly bag, and then we are going to place this white poly bag inside a black poly bag, and then this black poly bag shall be placed inside a triple laminated packing. And after sealing this triple laminated packing, we are going to place it in a HDPE carbide. So this is going to be the general packing. And whenever you are going to open and you want to repack it, there are chances for the product to so that the moisture will get increased into these packings and the product might get affected. Like sometimes the product is going to be hygroscopic in nature. Hygroscopic means when it is exposed to atmospheric conditions, automatically it will try to gain some moisture, and due to this moisture automatically the water content and the volatile content is going to increase inside the product, and sometimes this is going to affect the quality. And just to avoid these things, we are going to add this silica gel. And now let's see the calculation, like the theoretical calculation, how to estimate the silica gel requirement. So first of all, I have taken this type of a packing. So this is how the pharmaceutical products are going to be packed initially in a white or a clear poly bags. So after packing the material inside this, the white poly bag or the clear poly bags will turn to have some cylindrical type of a structure. So this is just the side view of a packing, and if you are able to see it from the top view, so ideally it should be looking like a cylindrical shape. It will be having a cylindrical shape, and this is the base for our calculation. So let's start, and I'll try to explain the concept using certain examples, like what are the packings that I have mentioned you. So by considering those packings, so we are going to do these things. So the first thing is we need to understand what is the pack size of our API. Okay, that means how many kgs of material is being packed in a single cover, that we should understand. For an instance, I'll consider this as 30 kg. Okay, and then we need to check the bulk density of the material. Let's say the bulk density is approx 0.3 kg per liter, and now the API volume is going to be, like this is going to be in liter, kgs divided by the bulk density, so this is going to be almost 100 liter. And now I'll take total 3 layered packing. The first layer is going to be white poly bag, and second layer is going to be black poly bag, and the third layer is going to be triple laminated packing. Okay, so total 3 things, and finally we are going to place this triple laminated packing in a HDPE drum or HDPE carbide. So this is the common practice, and let's say your material is hygroscopic in nature, and now we want to determine how much amount of silica gel is going to be placed in between white and black poly bag. This is going to be requirement 1, and the next one is going to be the requirement 2. So total 2 requirements we got. This is the first level of silica gel where we need to place, and this is the second level. Let's consider the dimensions of a polybags now. Let's take the white LDPE or LLDPE polybags. So here in this case, the first thing is the width of polybag. I'll consider this in inches first of all. So let's say the width is going to be almost 32 inches, and I'll convert this into centimeters by multiplying it with 2.54. Okay, next one is the height of a poly bag. So I'll consider this as 50 inches, and this is going to be 127 centimeters. And now the volume. I'll consider this into liters, and the volume we are going to calculate as square of a width. That means this power 2 multiplied with the height, this divided by pi 3.141, and we have to multiply this with 1000 just to convert centimeter cube to liters. So we got almost 267 liters of volume. This is the volume of a white LDPE bag. And now let's come to the second one, that is the black LDPE poly bag. And here I'll try to copy these same things. Why? Because the packings is going to be same, the black, white as well as the black. And now we have to come back to this image. So if you are able to see this image, here we got a white poly bag in which the material has been placed and we have tied it with a strip here. And even though the white polybag volume is going to be almost 267 liters, but actually the volume of this cover after packing is going to be determined based on the material that is present inside it. Why? Because so if you got a material up to this level, so you are going to place the tag here, and if you are going to have the material by here itself, like if you are able to pack the metal by here itself, so you will be placing a strip here itself. That means so the volume of the white poly bag, the usable volume of this white poly bag is determined based on the material present inside it. So though the volume is going to be 267 liters, the API volume is going to be only 100 liter. That means nearly it occupies up to 30 to 40% of the total volume. So that means the strip will be placed over here, and this is not usable. Okay, so this white poly bag is taken into black poly bag. That means the overhead space that we need to estimate here is the overhead space inside black poly bag after placing the white poly bag which is containing the API. Okay, so the overhead space is going to be something like the difference here, that like we need to take the difference here. So the difference is nothing but, okay, first of all, let's mention this as black poly bag. So the overhead space is going to be something like, let's say we have packed the material only up to this level. So we have placed only up to this level, and the above level is going to be the overhead space. Okay, so the overhead space inside the black poly bag after placing the white poly bag which is containing in the which is containing the API. So this is going to be the total volume of black poly bag minus the API volume. Okay, total it is going to be 167.1 liter. So that is available like the overhead space. And now we need to calculate the silica gel required inside this black poly bag. And before going into that, so we need to understand what is the amount of moisture that is available in the air in a worst case scenario. So that is nothing but the 100% RH. Like as the relative humidity inside the air is going to increase, automatically the moisture present is also going to increase. So I am going to take 100% RH as worst case. At 100% RH, the moisture content is 30.4 gram per meter cube, and I am going to consider this as the worst case. And now I will be calculating the silica gel required. So here the silica gel required is going to be the overhead space, this is in liters, and I am going to multiply this with the RH, that is 30.4. So here it is in gram per meter cube. So I'll be dividing this with 1000 just to convert from meter cube to liters, divided by the adsorption capacity of the silica gel. So here the adsorption capacity is going to be varying between 0.1 to 0.2. So I'll be taking it as 0.15. So this is going to be almost 34 grams. So we need to place total 34 grams of silica gel between white and black poly bag. And after packing this black poly bag, again we are going to place this black poly bag inside a triple laminated packing. So I'll be taking the same formula and I'll be using the same content here also. Okay, so this is going to be the triple laminated poly bag. So this is going to be triple laminated poly bag. And now again the overhead space is nothing but the volume occupied by this minus this API volume. And now if you are able to see, this is going to be the same quantity that is requirement. So these quantities are going to be same until or unless you are going to vary the polybag dimensions. If you are going to vary the polybag dimensions, automatically the requirement is going to vary, else the requirement is going to be the same. So this is how we need to estimate the silica gel requirement while packing a pharmaceutical product. So like this is the theoretical thing that we are going to do. And apart from that, what I have seen is, so some other people they will be considering the total volume. Like instead of having the overhead space, they will be taking the total volume of polybags. Like here in the formula, I have used only 167.1 liter. And few people what they are going to do is they are going to consider total 267 liters. And if the same is going to be considered, automatically the silica gel requirement is going to get increased, but it's of no use. Okay, and one more thing, like what I have observed in my experience is, if you got a packet of silica gel, packet in the sense like if you got a box of silica gel, and if you are going to open the box at an instant to place approx 34 grams of silica gel, and let's say the box is containing almost 50 grams. 50 grams means each sachet is going to have almost 5 grams, and let's say total 10 sachets are there. So as per the requirement, we are going to place only 7 sachets. That means here it is only 34 grams. But once the box is opened in a regular environment, then automatically the remaining 3 sachets also will get affected. So automatically if you are going to place the remaining 3 sachets in some other packing, so it's of no use or it's of no value. So just consider this as input, like whenever you are going to do certain packing, so don't open it in an open environment. Okay, just try to open it in a controlled environment. If you are going to open in a atmospheric condition, so automatically the absorption capacity of the silica gel or the moisture absorbents will get decreased. So don't ever do that. And I'm going to place this calculation sheet, and I'll be making this available to you for your downloads for your future references. And in this calculation, if you got any questions, so just write a mail to pharmacalci823@gmail.com. So based on my time availability, so I'll be reverting to those comments or messages. So thanks all for watching this video, and if you like our video, just subscribe to our channel, and also you can share the content to your dear ones. So thanks a lot.